I had to interrupt my dinner to make this Rascal Art video because this topic is pissing me off, blood. Stop labelling the Rascal Art Pitney them. There's nothing wrong with them. For the longest period of time, every day, I would meet somebody new. You know what sort of work I do? I would meet someone new when I go into their house. And every day, someone will tell me, my son's got ADHD. Or my grandchild's got ADHD. Or they got this or they got that. And I'm thinking, how all of a sudden have all these children been diagnosed with this condition and that condition and that? And I'm thinking to myself, I'm 31 now. When I was in school, I never heard of all these stupid conditions that they're labelling the Rascal Art Pitney and that. The other day, I was at my new house and I'm looking out at the bedroom window. So I'm on the first floor. And I think there's a Polish family that live opposite, because me and my girl were talking about them. My girl's half Polish and she's saying, yeah, she thinks they're Polish and that. So anyway, I see the little boy, he's probably about 11 or 12 years old. And he was standing outside on his own, playing. And I thought to myself, because his dad came up to him and approached him, said something, and then he went in the house. And I was thinking to myself, when I have a son or a daughter, they're not just going to be standing out on the street playing by themselves. He was just playing by himself. Just, I don't know what he was doing, just playing by himself. And I was thinking to myself, do you know what? Little kids are actually weird. Like, think about it this way. Little kids can get away with doing things that if an adult did that, you'd look at them like they're fucking weird. For example, little children like to play with imaginary friends. If an adult done that, hey, the people them in the white suits will turn up and try and fucking put them in the back of a van and section their blood clot. So little kids can get away with doing things that adults can't, because little kids, to some degree, they're a bit weird. Like, it's a bit weird. Imagine an adult was standing out on the street just playing. Try deeper, try to picture like an adult standing on the street playing and that. And I was thinking to myself, when I was watching them, I was thinking to myself, I bet they would label this little kid with ADHD. Now, I feel like a lot of parents are desperate to label their kid with ADHD and all this and that. I know someone who knows someone who knows someone who knows someone, okay? And their child at the age of 6 or 7 was very naughty and destructive in class. Apparently they would throw around chairs and have outbursts, something along those lines. And the mum tried to get the child diagnosed, you know, when they was misbehaving and that. Now, for some reason, the child wasn't able to get diagnosed at the age of 6 or 7, whatever, innit? Fast forward, 7 years later, the child is like 13 or something like that. In that time, for a good period of time, for a good few years, call it 5 years or something, the child has not acted the way they did when they were 6, 7 years old. So that behavior has stopped. So if the behavior has stopped, why would this parent still go out of their way to get their child diagnosed 6 or 7 years later? So the behavior has stopped, but 6 or 7 years later, the parents still went out of their way to get their child diagnosed. And I'm thinking to myself, that don't even make no fucking sense. Imagine you as a big man or a woman watching this right now. Imagine you had a crazy cough or crazy cold or the flu a year ago. And since then, you've been fine. You've been in good health. Why the fuck are you going to go to the doctor a year later to find out what that problem was last year? But just get over it. So anyway, me and my girl was talking about this nonsense. Getting people, everyone labelling and all this crap. And I was saying, I don't know why these parents want to try and label their child this and that or whatever, innit? One sec. Anyway, so me and my girl sat here. And I'm sitting down and I'm saying to her, like, why the hell are all these people trying to label their children with all this and condition that? And she said something so fucking smart. Every now and then my girl will drop a gem. Do you know what she said? She said, maybe these parents want to get their children labelled so that they can have an excuse for their bad, uncontrollable behaviour. And I said, fucking hell, you're right, you know. She's fucking right. The reason why these parents want to get their children labelled with this condition and that condition is so that it's an excuse for them to have bad, uncontrollable, rascal behaviour. That is it. That is it. Fucking big up Miss Wise, man. Mrs. Wise still, obviously, man, not on the marriage thing, bun that, but you understand what I'm trying to say. She's right. These parents want to label their kids this and that So that when they're bad in the future or at the time, oh, my child is a fucking devil. He's a, a terror. He don't know how to behave himself. He's a nightmare. But it's all right because it's got this condition. When I was younger, and a lot of children that look like me are very hyperactive. I don't know, maybe we have a lot more energy than other children. Yeah? Okay. I don't know. But what I'm saying is, when I was younger, they would have probably said that I had ADHD. Because I had a short attention span in school, never liked to pay attention, was easily distracted. One of my cousins, when I used to go check him, obviously I'm a child, but when my mum used to go and take me to go and see him, I don't know, we was like 6 or 7 years old, I would go to his mum's flat and I'll say, you alright, say hello and that. And me and my cousin will be having a standoff in the fucking hallway. The hallways are narrow in flats, inside the flat. We will be standing in the hallway with our arms against each of the walls and we're kicking each other and we're trying to, we will go into his bedroom and we'll be fighting on his bed, for hours. In between that, when we need a little respite break, we'll play Tekken, the fighting game, Tekken 2, whatever was out back then. And then afterwards, then we'll go back to real fighting and that. Big up my cousin Theo, big up my cousin Ryan. When I used to go to my step-granddad's house in Tottenham, we used to be upstairs on one of the beds fighting, playing WrestleMania, wrestling. Young youths just like to ramp. We have energy. Well, kids that look like me, I can't speak for others, but we like to fight, we like to ramp, we have high amounts of energy. We ain't got ADHD, there's nothing wrong with these kids. It's just an excuse. And talking about people dropping gems and saying something so fucking smart. Big up man like Andrew Tate. I was watching one of his podcasts and that, and he said that years ago he was watching some documentary or something with one of his ex-girlfriends, and there was a mum on this program, and she said, our son Timmy, he has to walk down the stairs a certain way in the mall, for example. He has to take two steps down on the right-hand side, switch to the left, go down 10 steps, and then go in the middle, take 5 steps, and then continue down the staircase with another few steps, and then switch to the other side and that. Or else, if we don't go down the stairs in a certain way, when we're in the car, Timmy will get mad, and we have to take him back to the mall and, do what he wants to do. Walk down the stairs in the manner that he wants to walk down the stairs. Andrew Tate said to his girlfriend, that's bullshit. This is made up. The girlfriend said to him, how do you know? He said, when have you seen a fucking child in Africa walk 10 miles this way and 10 miles back with water on top of their head, but go back and repeat the process because they missed a step? It's bullshit. It's fucking bullshit. He's right. He's right. When have you heard about any of these kids that have to walk miles for water and miles back with the water after they've collected it, go back and repeat the process because they missed a fucking step? They ain't got ADHD in these other countries. Only in countries like here in fucking America and that can children get away with their bad behaviour and it's alright because they got this condition and that condition. It's nonsense. Fucking nonsense, man. So, these people need to stop labelling their children. And there's nothing wrong with them. Little kids are weird by nature. Yeah, they're just weird. Yeah, they don't feel like they don't have no social pressure to conform to anything. They're just themselves. That's why little kids are more outspoken. Little kids will probably have more confidence to give a public speech than fucking adults because they don't give a shit. They don't care. Anyway, man, that's it for today, man. Stop labelling your ass up. I'll go to people's yards. Oh, yeah, all 3 of them, all 10 of my grandchildren got this condition and that. I'm like, what? I never remember hearing anyone in my school have any of these conditions and that. Yeah, certain kids were a little bit weird and that, but that was it. You were weird, that's it. You didn't have no condition. And now I guarantee you they're fucking as normal as the rest of us. But I promise you, the ones them now that have been labelled with all these weird conditions and that, they will play into it. Oh yeah, I've got this. That's why I act this way and that. Fucking nonsense, man. But anyway, man, that's it for today, man. Stay away, it's done, man.